Hey, I'm Guy. My family and I have been coming to Cathedral for 25 years. The guy that walked in that door 25 years ago is not the same man that's sitting here. 25 years ago, my marriage was on the rocks. I was not a good father. I was not a good employee. My life was just crashing down on top of me. At the time, I was in law enforcement. The stress of the job was just really taking a toll on me, and my escape was alcohol. I used alcohol to cope with the stresses of life, and it just wasn't working. And my life was falling apart. My wife said that, that she had found a church, Cathedral of Praise, and that she wanted to go. She said, the children and I are going to church, and you can go with us if you want, but we're going to church. She desperately needed a change. I wanted a change, but I didn't know how to make that happen. Everything that I tried to do in my own strength, and obviously it just wasn't working. But I didn't know what to do. So that first Sunday morning, 25 years ago, walked in the door with my wife and 2 children. And then as I sat there going through all that, the music started. And can't tell you what they sang, but there was something about the music that settled my spirit. There was something about the music that made me feel comfortable. Worship was over, and we sat down, and the pastor began to talk. And his message was directly for me. I don't know why all these other people have come, but everything that he has to say is just for me. And that was day one. I didn't raise my hand that day. I don't even know if there was an altar call. Still scared to death. Still trying to process what I had just experienced, but something had happened. It must have been the next opportunity or the next Sunday that the simple act of faith and believing and raising my hand has forever changed my life. God entered my heart that day and filled me with his presence. I wish I could say that I walked out and everything in my life was immediately better, but it was not. But I felt without a shadow of a doubt that there was a God and that he was alive and that somehow he loved me enough to connect with me and be a part of my life. After I was saved, we got a phone call from a member of the church, and I was home alone at the time, and she asked if we'd be interested in joining the children's ministry. And like any good husband, I said, well, my wife's not home, so I can't answer that question, but if you could call back. So she called back and talked to Cindy, and in my mind, they've asked me to be part of a ministry. So again, in my mind, I think the children are going to expect me to know everything. But the way the ministry was set up, I was there to love the kids, to support the kids. Pastor B and the leaders did all the teaching. In a way, it was a scary time, but I discovered really quickly what a place for someone like a child who doesn't know a thing about God, a thing about the Bible. I'm in the children's ministry where somebody like Pastor B.H. Rader is teaching children about the fundamentals, the basic, the Bible stories. I'm learning at that same rate. I'm learning what they're learning. I would get in trouble with B because I would be sitting on the front row and he'd be teaching his story and he would ask a question and I would be so excited I'd jump up and answer the question, before the first graders and they'd look at me kind of strange and B would say, now Guy, I know you're excited, but let's let the kids answer those questions. So it was just such a great place for somebody who didn't know anything about God to experience those stories. In the children's ministry as well, we had home groups and we had small groups that we took advantage of. We had leadership training, and it was just a great place for us to be and a great place where we learned so much about how to do life. And it was such a place that God connected us with other people doing ministry together. We did ministry together and we did life together. And they became the people that, when hard times came, they were the people that came to our aid, that we reached out to, that we did life with. And God arranged all those things, and it's just blessed our family. The first 10 years of my law enforcement career, the critical incidents, the violence, those things almost buried me. And after Christ, He gave me the strength. He gave me the ability to properly deal with those things in my life. Because I had Him, I no longer needed alcohol. He was my stress reliever. He was my comforter. He was my help. And as I moved forward and got to know Him better, and He began to, I believe, favor me at work and move me in a position of more authority, because I was aligning myself under His authority and operating under His authority. And He was doing a work in me so that I could now take those things that He had helped me overcome, that He had helped me recover from, that He had healed me from, and then I could help other people. And I still do that to this day. I don't have the promotions anymore. I'm retired, but I'm in a position to this day where I'm able to use those giftings that God gave me and help young first responders who to this day are dealing with the same types of stresses and things in their life. The enemy no doubt had a plan to destroy my life, to destroy our marriage, to destroy our children. God had a plan to favor us, to prosper us, to love us and care for us. And God has that plan for everyone else.